Oh my God. What am I gonna do? I actually like Call of Duty this year. But it's Call of Duty. How can I even let that come out of my mouth? What would people say?
Do it, Joe. Do it. Who cares about single-player games anymore? We're giving you Blackout, and you love Blackout, don't you, Joe?
That's true. I do love Blackout. I think it's the best, most polished Battle Royale mode. It easily trumps the closest competitor, PUBG. No, Joe, don't forget that they dropped single player. Nearly 33% of the value of the game. It's now just completely gone. Yeah, wait a minute. That's some fucked up shit.
But this is certainly the best Call of Duty you've played in a while, right, Joe?
Well, yeah, that's also true. And hell, I don't think I've liked a Call of Duty more than this since like Modern Warfare 2. But Joe, listen, don't forget they're actually selling locked day zero disc content. The season pass, it costs fucking $50, nearly the price of a whole nother game. And what do? You get a zombie map and mode, an additional character that's done, available right now on that disc that you already paid for. That's fucked up.
Do it.
No,
Yes,
don't do it.
it.
Don't do it. You can't possibly support Activision in this trash, Joe.
You know
No,
you want
don't
to.
do it.
Do
Shut
it.
up. Shut up over there. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut up, Joe. Don't
Do it.
listen to her. No, please don't listen to her.
Do it.
Don't.
Yes,
Don't.
do it.
Fuck! So, this is the best Call of Duty game in recent memory. I love its gunplay, I love its gameplay, but I just cannot support it at $60.
Oh, I 100%
No.
agree with that.
Completely agree with you. It's a $60 game or a $40 game being marketed as a $60 game, and they just removed a lot more than they put back into it.
Right, and Activision thinks they can get credit for throwing in this messily jumbled together specialist HQ in place of a story mode, which they've ripped out of the game, and then also, of course, the Battle Royale mode, and then everybody applauds them as if this is something that's huge innovation and great, and oh, they're agile. I've seen reviewers say, shut the fuck up. Are you kidding me? They're literally copying Battle Royale because it is a fad. Now,
Yep.
let's also be honest here. My opinion of the Blackout mode is it is the best Battle Royale mode that I've played. It is highly polished, combined with the Call of Duty gameplay. It's extremely addicting. Don't... Ooh, you let him know you're there. Here he comes. No, don't show him your back. Heal. No, fuck. Yes! 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 Beard did it! Beard did it! Shark Beard for the win! It's my first real Battle Royale. I played a little bit of PUBG and a tiny bit of Fortnite. Though I think Fortnite's something a little different with its building mechanics. I think this competes more directly with PUBG. And for my money, Blackout is better than PUBG.
See, I play PUBG, but at this price point, I would still continue playing PUBG. If the price was lower, then yeah, I 100% like Blackout's way better. The graphics are better. The vehicles, it just feels, like you said, polished.
Right, it feels polished. The graphics, graphics in Call of Duty, this engine has been going on forever.
Yeah.
They really
Yeah.
have not been upgrading this engine, but it does look good in terms of the color palette. A lot of military shooters nowadays are going monotone, very muted colors. I like the fact that it's bright, it's easy on my eyes to look at, and I really do enjoy the Blackout mode. But really, that doesn't supplement the value in the game. I don't think this is a $60 game. I think this is a $30 game.
Yeah.
Once this thing hits $30, go out and buy this thing because this is my favorite Call of Duty. I have not had this much fun in a Call of Duty since I don't know how long. Modern
been a
Warfare
while.
2, maybe.
Yeah. It's and it's there's just so many battle royales that like They didn't really do much to innovate the genre or do anything crazy. They don't have their version of like special modes. You're not seeing like 50v50 warfare or like, you know, like kill the 10 super operators.
What blows me away is that this is Blackout 3.5, and everybody giving it credit like it's 4. It's not 4. It really isn't. You know, and the thing is that the reason why it gets a lot of credit, and even I'm giving it credit, is that it's so much fun. The gunplay, the way the guns sound, the hit confirmation, it all feels right. Now, what is it about this Call of Duty that we like so much better than previous Call of Duties, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, Ghosts?
There's just the hit feedback, and honestly, they increased the time to kill, and I think that actually being able to shoot somebody more than once or twice gives you that good feedback. It lets you know you're doing something. There's so many different ways to kill people in this game, and it's like in previous games, especially with the older netcode and stuff, you just shoot someone and they're dead. Like they're just dead. You don't get that feedback. You're just boop, they're dead. Boop, they're dead. In this, you get to like exchange hits, stim pack, fight. You know, fights last like a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Compared to a millisecond in the previous
Right,
games.
and that's what I hated. I hated the most about this Twitch gameplay. So Call of Duty faithful are split on this because you've got the people that they want to be able to kill you in half a second. If I see you first, you're fucking dead. I don't like that. I actually like a tactical approach, and that's what this Call of Duty offers. The time to kill is a little bit higher, though for you Call of Duty faithful, you could still kill people in one hit, legitimately.
Yep.
There are plenty of shotguns, there are plenty of sniper rifles that allow you to do that. And if you still are complaining, then go play hardcore mode. But Joe, have you played hardcore mode?
Oh, yeah,
Like
it's
you
fun.
die in half a second.
die
man.
in-
It's fun,
Instantly,
but yeah, it's hard.
It is fun. And that's the thing with the multiplayer. There are some additional modes here that I had a lot of fun in the traditional multiplayer. So let's break Call of Duty down into its 3 components. You've got Specialist HQ, you've got multiplayer, zombies, and you've got Blackout. So there's 4 components to the game. So right away, Specialist HQ is a fucking mess. This is essentially what's left over from the Dead campaign. There are really well-produced, high-quality cutscenes, but they don't have any semblance to each other. They're just basically, you play Rainbow Six Siege, these are their videos. You have individual videos, 1 mission each that you play with bots, and the bots are just stupid. Let's admit that this isn't very fun to play through, and then slowly earn the right to unlock the story behind Battlefield, Black Ops 4. And honestly, there is no fucking story. I mean, there's this lady in white, and she's like getting all these mercenaries together, but this is not a supplement for the single player. If I were rating this game on purely this single player experience, oh, Joe, there is stories. No, that's like a 2.
No, it's
like
not.
a 2 out of 10. It's terrible. What you're really after, obviously, are the 3 components: the multiplayer, the Blackout, and the zombies. So let's start with not Blackout, but multiplayer. I love the new mechanics added here. I already talked about time to kill has been raised, but what do you think about the manual health?
I like it. I like it a lot more. Yeah.
You like it? You both like it.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel more in control of your character, more than any other Call of Duty. It also gives a little bit of skill ceiling there, because you have to remember, okay, some players are going to be on the ball about rehealing themselves and getting into battle. Other players are going to kind of forget, so you kind of separate further between your noobs and
Yeah, and that's what happened to me, because I was so used to not having to do that.
Right.
It's like I'll just hide and regen. I was like, heal. I was like, oh shit, I have to heal.
I was like, Joe, heal, hurry up.
It's like, I'm sorry, I'm used to the other ones.
And then you've got these abilities, these operator abilities, and all the progression and unlock in multiplayer. Now, I would call the progression and unlocks average.
Yep.
This isn't a wealth of weapons. This isn't a wealth of unlocks like I was hoping for in most Call of Duties. There's a little bit less than 30 guns, I believe. However, this is made up for by the fact that you have these different operators with different abilities, which kind of in themselves serve as new weapons.
Yep.
Did you like the skills and abilities?
I liked them. I think they're a good good change. It's definitely something that adds, variety
Yeah.
to what was a rinse and repeat franchise for the longest time, where you go to multiplayer knowing exactly what it's going to be every Call of Duty. This was nice to at least have like an extra layer. It may not be like a revolutionary layer, but it was like an extra layer of depth that the game didn't have before.
Right. And they're clearly ripping off
Yeah.
of Rainbow Six Siege again here with
Yep.
this operator idea. Now, some are much better than others.
yeah.
That's the problem there, is that you've got useful ones like, what would you say?
Recon is
Recon,
insanely effective.
Very
Yeah.
useful. I'm
Yep.
always picking Recon. The shield guy is very good.
yeah.
Laying
Ruin
down
with
the
grapple
nuclear.
hook. Yep.
Yeah, but then there's less useful ones that really, like the golden gun. I guess they were trying to do this Destiny type
Yeah.
thing, and other ones that aren't quite as effective.
Yeah. A lot of balancing issues with it, and the same can be said about their guns. And they have these new like operator mod slots for guns, which give them like special abilities.
Well,
and
what
stuff.
is that exactly? So you could take any gun
Most guns
and level up that gun to its highest.
Yep.
And then it's called an operator. It's
operator
like the
mod,
last
yeah.
unlock progression on the weapon. For example, you were using the Hades, which is one of the worst weapons in the game. And I was like, Del, stop
is. It's one of the
handicapping
worst.
yourself. But then, right at the end, what happened?
you get a crossbar for it, which is its final upgrade.
Turns into like an alien
It turns it into like an
smart gun.
alien smart gun type of thing, where you zoom in and your bullets look to be bigger, and you get to like perfect accuracy and stuff, and that's cool. But like a lot of the guns don't have those. Only like I'd say about 60% of them have operator mods. And faster than any other Call of Duty, I noticed that people found out what was the strongest one and just latched onto it. And I'm hoping that they do balancing with this game, where they go, 90% of our players are using this weapon. Let's tone it down so everything else gets used. And if they do that, definitely give them thumbs up on that. But yeah, that was the one thing that I noticed about that is like people latched onto the Spitfire, for example. And just,
The Spitfires are everywhere.
It is the most busted thing, and it's just not gotten touched yet. And I'm hoping that they do, because all I hear,
I'm sure they will. But
yeah.
so if you want to get that leg up, do your Spitfires or do your Akimbo double fucking SMG.
Those are fun.
But that's
Those are-
only when you prestige. When you get to the high level,
Yeah.
54,
52 is
52.
when you get the dualies.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dualies. So, but in terms of mode and content within the multiplayer, there are 8 different modes. These include what I'd say is the most fun. You're going to have the most fun in Control, Heist, Hardpoint, and Domination.
Yep.
Those 4 of the 8 modes are going to be where you're going to have the most fun. The other 4, they're pretty standard stuff. Either that or they're just a little less fun. The other 4 modes for you are going to be free-for-all, right, obviously. Team Deathmatch, again, standard. Kill Confirmed, and Search and Destroy. And, yeah, what did you think of the different modes? Control and Heist, in particular, are my 2 favorites.
Control's fun. Heist is unique because it reminds me of Counter-Strike in a lot
Is
of
it
ways.
unique if it reminds you of
No, but it's
Counter-Strike?
unique to the
It's not
game for the first
yeah.
time, because everyone's way tankier. You get the abilities. You trade with people. Like, you'll take shots, you'll hide. You'll take shots, you'll hide. And, like, that's a whole different thing to Call of Duty that I'm not used to. And I was like, this is a good change. This is a fun thing. I don't feel like I'm dying instantly. And I enjoyed it just as much as I did Control, and like you said, I played those 2 almost exclusively. Like they were really fun.
It's
and
basically
that's all
what we
I
ended
did.
up just playing Control and Heist.
Yep.
You're unlocking new weapons in Heist as you gain money, and
Yep.
you're adding attachments to the different guns. You're exploring your options, and it feels earned. Again, it feels skill-based. You got to work with your team members because you don't want to go out there. And this is basically, it's just so funny to me that we like all the aspects of this Call of Duty. Is all the stuff we like are the most un-Call of Duty things in Call of Duty
They're straight
are this
taken,
game's strength. Taken from other games. The best mode is the Blackout mode. Though there is a problem with Blackout, the progression. We've been talking a little bit about progression in multiplayer, which is good, average. But there's the progression in Battle Royale is awful. Like, it's non-existent.
Yep.
You're sitting there, you're doing match after match. I place top 10 almost all the time. Top 5s, we do 1, 2, 3 place finishes, and we're nowhere near unlocking any of the characters.
You're not even close to the first one, which is like level 20.
Level 20,
Yeah.
which I think somebody did the math for it. It's like 4,444.
A long ass time.
Okay, that isn't the exact number, but it takes you, let me see. I have the actual numbers here, and I want to show you them. Okay, leveling in Blackout nets nothing, really. You're getting 44,000 XP is what you would need. and you get like 100 XP. You know, you get 50 XP for being in the top 5, 10 XP for every kill that you make, 10 XP, and you got to get 44,000. Even if you place number 1 rank, you get 100 XP.
Yep.
So how many matches is that? That's like 440 first place finishes, which I don't think you're going to get, okay, every fucking time. It's going to take you forever. But really what it is these operators, these skins that you unlock are mission-based.
Yep.
And it just didn't work right because they're kind of really hard to see, really hard to activate. Once you get one, I think Ruin, for example, has you loot 3 dead bodies that were wearing armor. You get these
Broken
destroyed
armor,
armor platings. It just seems like these progression unlocks for the Blackout mode, you know, is very slow as compared to
It is
multiplayer.
very slow.
I think that would you like it if they did global unlocks where whether you were playing the Specialist HQ mode that is a mess or whether you were playing Blackout, it was giving you experience in order to unlock stuff in multiplayer?
That'd be fine by me.
Yeah.
I like that.
I said this. I mentioned this earlier. It was like we were talking about it. And we felt like it was an added-on thing. Like Blackout feels tacked on in the sense that the progression isn't there. Then you go look at like multiplayer, and there are literal hundreds of things to unlock, like skins and camos and
banners
and crazy shit.
So they need to
put it over. It felt like Blackout was like an afterthought, and they just didn't know what to do with the unlock.
It was
system.
an afterthought.
Yeah,
it was and
an
this almost
afterthought.
proves it.
Yeah.
And it's just that everybody looks the fucking same in Blackout. It's hilarious. The little area you go to where people are punching each other, you get to see these jagoffs that have paid for the season pass because they're this old dude, and everybody goes around running and punching these jagoffs that spend another $50, the price of a game.
Oh, man.
Which I got to talk about this.
Yes.
This is locked off content. But hold on. But first I want to say that in Blackout, there's no microtransactions. I was so surprised. Right now that you can like pay and get skins or get that. I was like, wow, I am impressed by the restraint. But the cynical me whispers in my ear saying, Joe, the only reason why that is and that everybody looks the fucking same is that they're waiting to unleash the microtransaction system that allows you to get the skins and look like this and do this, that in order, you know, oh, we're giving you what you requested. The problem with that is in Blackout mode, this mode is not free. This is attached to Call of Duty Black Ops 4, meaning when the next Call of Duty comes out, this mode is over with. It's not like an ongoing, you know, battle royale like other ones.
Ongoing.
At least that's my assumption. And then you've got this season pass that locks content day 1, day 0.
We noticed that. Yep.
So we're looking through the menus here because I'm like, what is this old guy? How do I get in?
Yep.
It says lock behind season pass. And I was like, okay, well, what do you get with the season pass? And then we look and we find that you know how there are 3 zombie modes in the game? There's actually 4. There's 4 zombie modes maps in the game available right now. You've already paid for it on the fucking disc, but you cannot access it unless you pay them an additional
$49.95 or
an additional $50, almost the whole price of a second game. You can get access to the 4th map that's already on your fucking disc. Fuck you, Activision. I can't believe you guys are still doing the season pass bullshit. Also, which splits the player base even further. I mean, thankfully EA, which is crazy to thank EA, but they're not doing that with Battlefield 5. That's one thing in their favor. But that is some junked up shit. That is anti-consumer. That's anti-gamer. And that shows how much disrespect they have for the Call of Duty game. Bringing it back to multiplayer, I think matchmaking still feels like a mess.
Oh, it's still broken. They haven't done anything.
Right.
It's been the same.
We get matched against prestige levels when me and Joe are like, when we were early, playing the game early, we were like level 5s, and we were going up against fucking people that have prestiged already.
Yep.
Like a full team of prestige versus us, which Dell was maybe level 40, and me and Joe are level like 2 and 3, and we're like, what the fuck?
So we were, Waxon and I, Waxon's like prestige 2 or 3 now, and he will consistently get queued against people at level 1 that have not played a single game.
Yeah.
It
I don't
just
know
doesn't make
how
sense.
it doesn't make, I don't know. I guess they've never really touched matchmaking abilities or something, which makes no sense.
'Cause it's been a complaint. It's an ongoing thing.
Yeah. Kill streaks are still here like in other Call of Duties. They're fun as hell to activate, but they also, as in previous Call of Duties, they do have a tendency to snowball.
Really, really hard, yeah.
Don't run from me.
We're defending B. Our attack deployed beacon.
Got him. I killed their whole team.
You're doing the Hellstorm?
If you basically get a team that gets an edge up and someone gets a Hellstorm, they Hellstorm into Fast Strike, into another UAV, into a Hellstorm, and
It's crazy. They start,
team wipe you.
You
Like,
boom,
it's-
boom, boom, boom. You even look at the left side of the screen with all the different specialists that are firing off, or all the different kill streaks. It's like we can't come back. Like even if we had the skill to come back, we could not come
We
back.
tried
No,
so
you-
hard.
So it's almost as if kill streaks are kind of a leftover thing from the previous style Call of Duties, and because Call of Duty has made all these other changes to gameplay, that maybe kill streaks should have been tweaked in a way that doesn't allow for the snowball. I don't mean completely get rid of them, because I enjoy
not
kill
at all.
streaks as well. You know, because actually what's so much fun about this one, this is the best Call of Duty that I'm really good at. Like, I am consistently at the top of the charts. Dell's usually the one at the top of the charts, but sometimes I'll even beat Dell out, and I'm at the top of the charts. And I just feel like this certain amount of skill level and tactical choice, smart play will make you a better player in this, even if you aren't that Twitch gamer that literally the first person to see somebody kills that person. If you're not that kind of player, you're probably going to have a little bit more fun with this Call of Duty, because if you play smart, you're going to succeed. And that's what I really like about this one.
Yeah, I guess it's just a lot of it is, most of the matches, like Control, for example, is very life-based. And so you have like 25 lives, and once those are gone, you basically lose the match. And the kill streaks just eliminate 5 lives, which is huge in a limited live pool. So if you get someone that's like 5 kills and then another 5 kills off 2 in a row, the game's over. Like, that match is done. Go to the next one.
It's time to talk about zombies.
Goddamn zombies.
What, Joe? You were trying to get me to play zombies all the time, and as you can tell by Joe's reaction, we're tired of zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is about this mode that people fall in love with, and it's their favorite thing, but we've tested it. We tested all 3 modes. There are definitely some that's better than others. Blood of Tears, or the Tears one is perhaps
The Titanic one.
Yeah,
one.
Titanic one is really good. The stories are presented, so there's a little bit of story drop in there, but it's given to you as you play, and then when you complete it. So I appreciated that. But that, again, don't try to tell me that's a supplement for the single player. It's not. This is a zombie mode. There's been zombies mode for the past 6 iterations of Call of Duty, and the gameplay is relatively the same. Okay, you're just going up against hordes and hordes of zombies. It's very tension filled because they never fucking stop. You don't have a moment to breathe, and it's just really annoying for us. Like, I was annoyed the whole time playing, because I know that the end result isn't really, it's just not, it's not for everybody. I know that people are downloading the video because, oh, you love zombies so much. But is it okay that zombie mode isn't really that fun for everybody, else? I don't know. It's just, I went through the modes. The gladiatorial one, I thought that you'd be definitely using melee weapons and creating something new, because they market it as modes. It's not modes. It's maps. You got 3 maps, 4 maps if you count the one that's locked behind the season pass.
25% of the content.
25% of the content locked behind. It's bullshit. But yeah, I really enjoyed the Titanic one. The one in Alcatraz is really good too. And I could see the fun. Don't get me wrong. We see the fun, because we hit 3 of the buttons, and we're racing around trying to find this 4th fucking button that you hit on the fucking Titanic. We couldn't find it. We're like, where the fuck is this thing? We died, and we're so mad. But somebody told us, like, there's one under the ship. Under the fucking ship! Are you crazy? You gotta go swimming.
You gotta know where it is. And
It's,
once you do it once, you know where they are every time.
that little burst of fun there at the end, like, I just don't feel like going through all that other stuff to get there. But that is some people's thing. Some people just love horde mode. And what have they
To
done?
each their own.
Yeah, to each their own. And this year they've sort of added these elixirs and boosters and shit that they're starting to do.
I mean, there's a lot of uniqueness as far as like the elixirs and the abilities and building your own classes. Like, there's a lot there for people.
And
that
the
are into
different
that.
gods, like, okay, so if you are a fan of zombies, then you're probably really satisfied with
sure.
what they've done here, especially when you're getting 3 times as much content and a little spin on it. But just know that it's not everybody's cup of tea, because frankly, it is a glorified horde mode, okay, with a little bit of story thrown in. And if you're not enjoying killing zombies over and over and over for hours across 4 modes that have essentially the same game mode, then it's just not going to be for everybody. And unfortunately, it's not for us, but I can still respect it as an above-average experience. If I'm going to do a horde mode, it's going to be the Call of Duty Zombies horde mode, okay, than any other game. So there's that.
The one thing I do want to talk about is honestly probably the most disappointing thing about this entire game. is that you look at what they did with Blackout, where they took this huge map. They clearly made the engine able to support 80 players. They got the vehicle code.
100 players.
Yeah, more than that now. So it's like you go, okay, what could they have done with this? And I was really hoping that with all their attempts at innovating with like bringing in other game mechanics and stuff, if they had gone and actually given us like a warfare type of mode where you have like two teams fighting each other with vehicles, conquest type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
If they had came in with that, this game would be fantastic because
Right.
you would have that Battlefield type of play, but with the Call of Duty gunplay, and that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
And it's just, to me, the most disappointing thing is that they did not go and innovate in that regard.
That's more work.
Okay. That's right. They are afraid to innovate. Okay, they basically taken the modes from all the other games and added it to theirs. Blackout being the most popular, and boy, if this game was just like Blackout and was devoid of all the other things, like 9 out of 10. Like I am so in love with Blackout. Might be that I have limited experience with Battle Royale, so this is where I'm getting all my Battle Royale rush.
That's what it seems like.
Is what it seems like. All right, but I'm still enjoying it weeks later, and what I'm hoping is that that even though this isn't an ongoing thing where the next Call of Duty comes out, probably a new Blackout mode. I hope they evolve this one, add to the maps, because there are parts of the maps that are a little barren, like the bottom right needs a little bit more stuff near all that, the factory and stuff like that, and evolve to it and add to it, but maybe that's not even going to be the case. And if that's the case, then, it's not evolving, it's not, adding stuff to it.
It's not revolutionizing itself.
Right, not revolutionizing it. It's just polishing it to a T, but everything you see there is what you get. I hope that's not the case, and I hope they add to it. But Blackout easily is my favorite part of Black Ops 4. Quads. So much fun.
Yep.
Even playing with only 3 people like we do. We do that all the time, and we go up against quads, and it's more of a challenge, but we love it, and it feels so good. Duos, perfect. However, solos, oh my God, it's nowhere near as fun as all the rest. The problem is Call of Duty has this thing, and it might just be the player base in Call of Duty. There is ridiculously dirty camping.
Yep.
Like you'll just open a door and you're fucking dead because somebody has been sitting in there for 5 fucking minutes pointing their shotgun at that door where your head is going to be, and you're immediately dead, and there's nothing you could have fucking done about it. I hate camping in the fucking solo. Is that a problem in other PUBG modes?
Yeah, no, every Battle Royale has tons of camping. Like,
okay.
It's just the way it is. And what's ridiculous is you don't see it a lot in quads, which is the opposite of every other sort of Battle Royale. Is you play PUBG against quads, and people will find a spot and sit there for the entire match with all 4 people and just wait for you. And it's in this, I think maybe it's just
you're doing the best you can to survive.
Yeah, I think it's just the Call of Duty mentality of, hey, let's just sit and, or let's go out and fight people, fight. It's just the way the game is designed, and maybe it's that mindset. But, yeah, there's a lot of camping in other games.
There is an issue with lag and ping in the game, and I don't know if this is just the launch week, but really it's coming more from the international side, and it's a big issue that I need to bring up. A lot of international, South America, and a lot of places are saying that they're having to use servers that aren't in their countries, and it's leading to really bad gameplay. So you see people complaining a lot about hit detection or getting shot up and lag, and you're like, what are you talking about? I'm everything's fine here. It's probably because it's more the international. And I don't know what it is that Activision's doing. They make dirty amounts of money that they can make this game a really nice launch globally for everybody with servers, but apparently they're still using the crap shit.
Yeah, there was a bunch of Reddit threads about like Korean players that were able to connect to local servers for the beta, and then when the game came out, they were being connected to Japanese servers, and they're like, why am I at 150, 200 ping? And as I was just lagging the other day, and the difference between 60 ping in this game and like 120 is you will lose every time at 120 ping.
And they're dropping
It's
servers,
nuts.
they're dropping support, and yet there are players out there, people out there that are defending Activision. Oh, they need to charge $60 and they need to do this microtransaction. And they're dropping servers and they're lowering the experience for all these people. Come on, seriously. You could see right through this shit. At least you smart people out there that are seeing through that stuff, especially with the season pass and the pre-orders. There may not be microtransactions now, but I get the feeling that they're coming eventually.
It's coming.
You think it's
There's
coming?
No doubt about that. It's
Oh,
coming.
yeah, I mean, didn't the pre-purchase, you bought Blackout points. Like Black
Yeah,
Ops
what is
points.
it, CP
I think,
or something?
It's like
BP?
Black Ops points. I think it's for the loot boxes they're
Oh,
adding
shit.
eventually. So, because I was looking
So this
everywhere.
rating
Yep.
that we're about to give it could be tentative to change. So realize that and keep that in mind. But I guess so. We've pretty much covered it. We got the Specialist HQ. We've got multiplayer, which we really enjoyed. Blackout Mode, which we also really enjoyed. We do think that there needs to be a little bit of additional progression, and there's something to be said for body armor. It feels bad the fact that the more engagements you get into, the less effective you're going to be.
Yep.
I wish that maybe looting other people when you win those fights with body armor, you can take pieces of their body armor or salvage their body armor and rebuild yours or something like that. That would fix everything, in my opinion. I really like those abilities, those little green boxes that you fire off. That adds something to the game. Of course, there's clearly some that are way more powerful than the others, like the Dead Silence, where like you're just walking, all of a sudden somebody comes up on and you're fucking
Paranoia
dead.
is also fantastic.
And Paranoia is a good one.
When someone's aiming at you, that's crazy effective.
It's so good. So they need to add more of those that are a little more effective and drop the lesser effective ones. I do like the looting one where you can see loot through.
Like Brawler.
Yeah,
Brawler's
Brawler's
everywhere. Were you gonna punch someone? Like
I really want to actually wish that they would increase the damage that you do from fist fighting. I want to make that viable. If you want to keep Brawler in there, increase the damage you do and have some.
It takes like 10 punches standard to kill someone, and so I mean maybe if Brawler tripled your movement speed and you could only use your fists for the entire duration, like do something fun with that, and it wouldn't be that bad.
And I just find it, and then we had the zombies mode, and we told you it's good, but it's just not really for us. It's definitely a taste kind of thing.
Yep.
But basically, Activision is saying single player doesn't matter anymore, and you guys don't like single player experiences. That's not true. Don't listen to all the fanboys that are like, oh, we never played it. It's less than 5% of people that complete that. Oh, that's all bullshit stats. If they want to throw those kinds of low-ass stats at you, then tell them how many people actually play multiplayer beyond 2 or 3 hours. That completion stat is really fucking low, too. That stuff doesn't matter. And they're taking away our game and charging you the same amount, if not more. $50 for a season pass.
That's
seriously?
nuts.
That's fucking nuts. And charging you that to split your player base even more, to reduce your experience. And charging you for on-disc locked fucking content. I'm tired of it. Anyways, so it just makes me a little mad that outlets aren't being a little harder on the game just because it is the best Call of Duty. It feels so damn good. I can tell you it feels good, and I can tell you when I'm playing it, I'm happy I'm playing it.
Yeah.
But is it worth $60? No. Now, I looked this up, and IGN breaks it down. Like, what does 7.8 mean? I hate this shit. You just choose something. Stop being wishy-washy. And one thing that in those 4 ratings, Joe, that they forgot, you know what one thing they forgot?
Of course.
What?
Campaign.
They
forgot
so it
the
should be
campaign.
a 4th fucking bar there that has 0 out of 10. But yet somehow these reviewers are forgetting the fact
oh, that might look bad.
that an entire thing has been dropped and you're getting less value, and they're giving them praise and accolades for it. No!
For more content.
Now, it may not be 0 out of 10 to be perfectly fair because the Specialist HQ is there with plenty of cutscenes, but they're just a jumbled mess and they're unfun to play, and they put together this Black Ops 4 story that's stupid, right? So maybe like 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 at max. But you put all these scores together, you average them out. Let's go ahead and give Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 a final rating. We'll start with Joe.
I'm going to give Black Ops 6.75 S5 9er.
Okay, 9er?
Got it.
Are you sure about that 9er part at the 4th digit?
Yeah, I'm going to
4%?
give it a 6 because there is a lot of fun to be had. For the price point, I can't see it being $60.
Right.
Multiplayer's like fun with us, but they still have not fixed matchmaking. That makes it terrible game.
Your experience, right?
Yeah,
and when you're in those,
play it, it's not fun anymore.
when you're in those great games, it is intense. You love it.
Yeah.
There's no snowballing because everybody's kind of on equal footing. But when you're getting put up against prestiges while you're still level 10 and below, like the kill streaks feel unfair. You start to hate kill streaks, even though kill streaks are badass, so it can really fuck with your experience. So
yeah,
I understand.
And for
though,
a zombie, it's fun, but with your friends. If you try to play that stuff by yourself,
alone,
it's
it's
not
way worse.
Yeah, exactly. But like, you can make any game fun with your friends.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get tired of that. So it's not really worth it. Blackout, obviously that's my go-to. That's where I'm gonna spend majority of my time.
We love Blackout.
Yeah, I play PUBG, but now this is more like the enhanced version.
Yeah.
And you can play with the vehicles, the helicopter. This is way better.
It's
this
so
is
much more
worth
fun.
for the game.
What about you, Del?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Initially I came in and I was like, it's a 7, but when I start thinking about the price and I had like forgotten about the $50 season pass and how pissed off I got when I was like, why is 25% of my zombie mode locked day one? Like, just because of the greed involved in that, like, I got to knock it down to a 6 and be in line with OJ.
Yeah, you came in here 7.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
You went down
if
to
it
6.
wasn't that greedy, I could easily give it a 7. But that greed is just so nuts. And it's like, the game is fun. There's fun parts of it. But it's not a great or amazing game, and there's nothing
Is it
there
starting
that
to
blows
run out
me
of
away.
legs right
Yeah.
now, two weeks in?
Yep.
You're starting to run out of legs?
Yeah, and I'm also encountering the same sort of matchmaking problems.
Well,
Like,
you have prestige, right?
no, I'm sitting at 55 on purpose.
Oh,
I
'cause
don't
you
want a
don't wanna-
prestige. I just want to unlock everything and be done.
Right.
And so, but I'm running into that same problem where if I queue with someone like Waxen, because he only uses the Spitfire, I get into games that are all Spitfires.
Right.
And so if I want to use another gun or anything like that, I'm just like, I can't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, I have
You
to play
can,
the
but you're at a disadvantage, and you
super
have to
crushed. Yep.
push yourself through it. Just a kind of a trolley thing. I killed
Yep.
you with the Hades while you're
Yeah.
using a Spitfire.
But
And
it's-
here's another thing too. It's really gonna be tested next week because Red Dead's gonna come out and
Yep.
we'll see.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
like,
think they're different enough though, Joe, because it's a military first-person shooter.
Yeah,
now, if it
it's-
was going up against Battlefield, that would have been a real test to see what would happen.
But yeah, 6 out of 10, and they could have innovated, and if they had just added like a Battlefield mode, they can clearly do it.
This Call of Duty did have the potential of a 10 out of 10. I am not joking, and I would never say that. If the story was amazing, really satisfying ending, and they evolved on top of copying all these other ones
Yeah.
and doing it better. Now, I wouldn't say they've done it better than Rainbow Six Siege. They've copied that, and they've kind of done it, and it's about average. But the Battle Royale is done really well. And with all that, could have easily been 9 territory. But because it's at 7, and depending on how much that stuff bothers you, the in-game season pass that are locking off content, you can easily go 6. But I'm going to end out of 7 because I want to. I don't wishy-washy. Don't go 6.8, 6.4. No, I think it does enough by changing its gameplay, knowing that the Call of Duty faithful are going to cry and bitch this whole time and be like, oh, this is the worst Call of Duty ever, because you're adding to that and creating a more tactical squad experience that you work together more. The spawns felt better. There was far less Rambos running around. You feel like chickens with their heads cut off. I use that description all the time for Call of Duty. This felt a lot less than that. Of course, when you go into certain modes, it's still there, but the modes that we play, Heist, Control, Domination, Hardpoint, Blackout, it's great. 7 out of 10. The best Call of Duty I've played since Modern Warfare 2, and I forget which Black Ops. It's been so long. But yeah, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this and enjoyed the format. Again, like I said, we won't be doing this on a regular basis, maybe just October, during Broketober, but we'll get back to normal reviews soon. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to subscribe, ding Dell's dong, Joe's dong.
Don't ding my dong.
No,
ding
we're
that
you
bell.
dinging all our
We're
dongs.
dinging that dong
Ding that
right
dong.
now. Yeah.
And check out some of our merch. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.